Greetings all. Well, I had a strange thing happen this morning when, probably about 200 comments from a year ago suddenly showed up on my email from YouTube. I have no idea. And we're lost somewhere over there in their big server, I guess. I don't know. I started trying to answer some of them. I'm not even sure whether the answers to the comments are going to go back where they're supposed to go. So, whatever. If you sent me comments in the last year and I didn't get back to you, it's not my fault. So, anyway, while I was looking over all these comments, though, one thing I noticed was that, hey, there were a whole lot of people that were kind of excited about the Lava and Garden Show or the Hurricane and Garden Show. You know, for the past year, all of 2019, there hasn't been anything. I mean, there hasn't really been any lava, you know. There's been no volcanic eruptions. We didn't even get our hurricane, and hurricane season is over now. I mean, nothing even got close. Back in 2019, at least we had Hurricane Lane, should have been named Rain. 6 days here at the official station in Mountain View. I believe they got 55 inches of rain in 6 days. That was 1/3 of our annual rainfall in less than a week fell here. So there was, excitement. Here at the house, I only measured 32. Only 32. I still occasionally smell sulfur coming up from Leilani, though. So I've decided that today's show will be the not Hurricane and Garden Show. In other words, there's no hurricanes, there's no lava. So let's talk about what's happening there. Anybody who's been paying attention to the news here, if you live here on the island, you know that a Green Lake boiled away during the eruption. Green Lake was probably over 500 years old. It was an old volcano pu'u, or a cone, and it had filled itself up with a lake. It was right over there near the shore by Kapoho, and it was one of the few freshwater lakes on this island that a person could actually get into. Very few freshwater lakes here. Anyway, the lava came and headed towards Kapoho. It went around all sides of Green Lake caldera, and it just boiled all the water right out. And this 500-year-old lake disappeared. We don't have it anymore. But later on, what happened is that Halema'uma'u in the national park, which is the one of the other calderas of Kilauea, right there in the park, it's begun filling up with water from the water table. We have a new lake, and by the way, it is green from minerals, not algae. Very green, almost pea soup color. Last I checked, it was about the size of a football field. Significant. It's way down in the caldera. You cannot see it without a helicopter or a drone currently. You can look it up, though, on the USGS volcano site. They do flyovers, and there's been some reports on Hawaii Video News, which is a great channel there, about the lake and the caldera. I just thought it was pretty weird. We boiled away a 500-year-old lake, and then what had been big eruptions and lava lakes, far back as I know, now we have a water lake forming in the bottom of the volcano. The only thing around here that ever stays the same is change, as far as the hurricanes were concerned, nothing got close. It was really pretty calm out here this year, although the water is hot. We have had record heat waves across all of the islands. We've set records in all sorts of different places this year. It's just been unseasonably hot. Now, living up here on the mountain in Mountain View, I don't notice it much, because it's pretty mild up here. But if I go down into Hilo, I'm sure as heck, I get cooked out of town every now and then. Quite a few records have been broken this year, and others have been set. So it is definitely hot out here. We're dealing with a warm Pacific Ocean, warmer than usual. What's happened because of it, too, is that as the Pacific becomes warm, the Central Pacific High that creates our trade winds tends to break down, and we really have had very few of the trade winds, which what usually bring in all the moisture on this side of the island. Consequently, because there hasn't been any east to west flow much, we've been getting quite a bit of Kona wind, which is a southwest pattern that comes up off the equator. It's a totally different system. We don't necessarily like the Kona winds very much. They tend to be destructive. They often break things. They can be violent. They have lots of thunder and lightning, which they definitely produce some good light shows this year. But the one thing nobody anticipated, and that is that when the trade winds broke down and Hilo wasn't getting their showers every day, the Kona wind made Kona wetter than Hilo this year. So that's quite interesting. The western side of the island, Kona, has received more rain than this side of the island. That's temporary. I mean, Kona winds come and go, although there seems to be less and less and less trade wind flow these days because the ocean is just warm. It's been a little while since I had been snorkeling off the west coast of the island, but there is a spot over there. It's a favorite of mine. It's at Haunau. They call it Two-Step. And in front of the national park, there's a marine sanctuary there. If you get in at Two-Step and snorkel over towards the national park, you can see some fabulous fish and reefs and so on. It's kind of protected. Well, since the last time I visited Haunau now, it looks to me like we've had almost a 50% coral bleaching. It was pretty sad. About half of the coral, when I looked down, was dead. And modern science attributes the bleaching of coral to the warming of water. The water temperature goes up and above what the coral can tolerate, and so then the coral dies. We've had a die-off here some years back. It was similar when we had a warm water episode, but nothing I can do about it. But we are definitely seeing hotter temperatures than usual, and that's affecting the weather here. Yeah, so I don't know about hurricanes. Not fond of them. Grew up in the Midwest with tornadoes, mini hurricanes. They're bad enough. But can't speak for everybody here on the island, but me personally, I am actually happier when the volcanoes are active than when they're not doing anything. When Pele's busy pumping out lava and fumes, we know what she's up to. We know where it is. Since the 1980s, we had lava flowing from Pu'u'o'o down here into the sea on the south side of the island. And when it was flowing to the sea, it really didn't do much of anything else, and didn't get in our way too much. It's nice when it's active. It's a little scary when it gets calm because, I could say, well, things are back to normal here, the lava stopped, but actually that's really not true. The normal state of Hawaii is lava flows. That's what the island's made of. That's the whole story. That's how everything happens here. And so it's when the lava flows stop is when things get a little bit strange. So I'm happier when the lava's flowing, provided it's not flowing through my front room, or destroying my buddy Jim's house or something like that, ruining Greg's tree farm. There's a lot of problems with having lava ranging around the neighborhood. Worse than the moose in Anchorage, I'll tell you. But I find I'm more relaxed when I know what's going on, when I know where it's going to happen. I'm a little bit worried that the next show here, it could be Mauna Loa. I don't have any scientific evidence. They said there's some inflation, there's been a little more activity there, and so on and so forth. But it's just my guess. It's an intuitive. That's all it is. And so, of course, if that happens, then Hilo is in trouble, or the western south side of the island, like Hawaiian Ocean View, which gets covered in lava, at least every couple of decades or so. Most of the, like Captain Cook and that area, that's all Mauna Loa lava too, and boy, it'd be a darn shame. I wouldn't want to lose Two-Step. You know, that's one of my favorite swimming holes, and yeah, things can go that way. They can also come down the backside of the mountain, and they can head straight to Hilo. And so on the north side of the Wailuku River, we have soil, and that's from Mauna Kea, and the lava from Mauna Loa has never gone there. But on the south side of the river, oh, we got all kinds of Mauna Loa lava. Yeah, over here in this area, I am mostly Mauna Kea ashfall. We have never received Mauna Loa lava here to my knowledge. Probably a long, long time ago, before the ash fell on this property, there may have been some Kilauea lava or something here, but it's buried so deep in time that we don't really think about it. But all that Kilauea lava came all the way around this area, so we got lava all over the place from Kilauea over here in Puna. Yeah, sirree. So there you have it. It's the no lava, no hurricane garden report for December 2019, and we'll see you all in 2020 after I get rid of my headache from New Year's. Aloha.